Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Weekendout. My name is Gaurav. Naam to suna hoga. Now for the past 2 weeks we were in Georgia. Now we're back in Dubai, but I still feel like going somewhere. So what do? I've decided I'm going to take you to Argentina. And you know, I'm particularly fond of this country. No, not because I'm a very big soccer fan, that I'm not, but because I have a soft corner for this country for its connection with radio. In fact, I don't know if you know this, but Argentina was one of the first countries in the world to ever do broadcast radio. They did their first broadcast in the year 1920, and at that time only 20 people had receivers. So because of my connection with radio, I have this connect with Argentina, and I really hope that you guys will also connect with Argentina after you see this fantastic Argentinian grill. It's called Asado and it's at the Palace Hotel.
It's often said that the Latin are tenderly enthusiastic as people, but highly enthusiastic when it comes to their food. And when such enthusiasm collides with my love towards food, the feeling is simply delightful. And so for a delightful experience, I landed at Asado at the Palace Hotel, downtown Dubai. Asado is an Argentinian grill with wooden walls, narrow street lamps, and the marvelous view of Burj Khalifa. This guarantees you an appetizing meal in a South American setting. And sticking to Argentinian cooking traditions, they also have their local favorite weekend entertainment, the asador and the parrilla, which is a part of their open kitchen.
Although they've got a fantastic outdoor seating option, I have chosen to sit inside, but I suggest as the weather gets better, the outdoor seating is going to be a fantastic option, especially with the uninterrupted views of the Burj Khalifa. Now that I'm inside, I'm going to take a look at the menu. Now this is a very, very simple, only 2-page menu. It's got everything Argentinian that you can look for, and there's some good news for vegetarians as well. You will find some options for yourselves also.
Asado is a unique concept because we have a lot of different stuff in the restaurant going on. For example, we have something called asador, which is inside the kitchen. It's a slow cooking process where we put the meat on the spit fire and it cooks for 5 to 6 hours, which gives definitely a great flavor to the meat. The idea of Asado came from this way, so that's why the name of this restaurant is called Asado, just because of this cooking. And in Dubai, we are the only one who have this kind of cooking in the restaurant.
Now, whenever you're trying the food of any other country, it's very important for you to understand the culture, because food definitely has a connection with the kind of culture people come from. And here's something that you want to know about the Argentinians. Food plays a very, very important part, not only in their diet, but also in their daily lives. Now, for example, if an Argentinian were to ever call you home for a meal, this is a sign of friendship. They don't randomly call people home for a meal, but if you've been called home, then it's a sign of friendship, and it's a sign that you are special to them.
So without any further delay, I got down to business and ordered my starters, or rather my entree, an Argentinian way of saying starters. So here was the octopus salad, and I must say, apart from the taste, one thing that caught my eye was its presentation. It looked simply appetizing, and the taste was in sync with the look.
This is going to be a big bite. Nice. Okay, I've got to tell you this thing, that if you go to somebody's house in Argentina and you're served this sort of a octopus salad, then that definitely means you're special, because this is not something that you would eat as salad on a regular basis. This is part of the special meals, and generally for Argentinians, their special meals are on weekends. Also, now this has been served with purple potato. Now in Argentina, of course, people eat a lot of potato, but it's not always purple potato. You would find this in the northern parts more so, but this I think adds a lot of value to the plate, to the way it looks. I like the look.
Next came the plato principal. I mean the main dish, and that was a classic South American dish, the famous Argentinian slow charcoal cooked baby goat and quinoa and potatoes.
Okay, this is something that you will have to come to Asado for, or if I may frame it correctly, this is something that you have to have when you're here in Asado. Now this is the cabrito. This is this is actually a specialty of a region called the Cordoba, and especially in Quinilo, right? There's even a festival which is dedicated to the cabrito. So what I'm going to do now is satisfy myself with what I have been waiting for. I can't wait to dig in. This is why you've got to come to Asado. Lovely.
This dish was authenticity at its best. As I took the first bite, I felt I had traveled to Argentina.
Okay, so this is, like I said, the cabrito, and the real way of doing it would be to do it with a baby goat. And when I say baby goat, it doesn't mean any baby goat. They're very, very particular about how old the baby goat is. So it would generally be in the age group of about 3 months. The idea is to perfect it. The idea is that the baby goat should be a suckling and not have started solid foods as yet. So if you get a goat who's that age, then is the real taste. And now, how do you judge it? When you eat it, it's got to be nice, tender, juicy inside, and a little bit of crunch on the outside. Now this is very flavorsome on its own. You don't really need anything with this, but you know, a traditional way of having this is a sauce which has a very, very funky name. It's called the chimichurri sauce. Put a little bit of that and you have a different taste altogether. Chimichurri is the name.
Although I was stuffed, I felt it would be incomplete to leave without dessert. So I went for the very famous dulce de leche. Now this is a sort of a milk spread, and to say that this is a favorite among Argentinians would be a huge understatement. This is eaten almost with every meal of the day and even for snacks in between. Now it was time for me to experience this, and so I dived straight in.
So this is my dessert. It's the dulce de leche. Okay, don't go on my pronunciation because it'll change every time I say it. It's a tough thing to pronounce, but it's an amazingly fantastic dish to have, especially if you're Argentinian. This requires no introduction at all. This is something that you will find in every Argentinian home after every single Argentinian meal. Now, dulce ceviche, or whatever it's called, it's tough to say it, is actually a sweet paste. Yeah, it's made out of milk and sugar, and it's nothing else. You keep boiling it till it comes to this consistency. And this is used by the Argentinians as a very popular spread. So they would have it for breakfast. You know, they'd put it over bread and have it. They would use it as a stuffing for a pancake. Maybe use it in their cakes. You know, anyhow, this can be had anyhow. But this is supposed to be the best way of having it in a pancake with some peach sorbet, typically. So I'm going to try it. You've got to mix all the three and then get the real taste of it. Now I know why this is so popular in Argentina. This is heaven on earth. Oh my God. I'm done with my meal. You know, I'm sad that it's over, but I'm happy that I enjoyed it. And if you're looking for an authentic Argentinian grill, then definitely Asado is the place that you've got to come to. No doubts about that. It's a fantastic place, great ambience, great food, fantastic service. Which also reminds me that with this, my service for this week comes to an end. I'm going to see you next week. Till then, remember one thing: no sawal, no doubt, sabka solution. Weekend out.
It's a K Company production.